let's ramble about buying a Rolex for the wrong reasons. Let's go to some viewer comments. Quote, Rolex is trash for people that don't know watches. And that one comes from Ultimate 6760. Now, I've noticed this commenter from time to time. I think they like to troll, but I don't think that there is anything trash about Rolex when it comes to their products. Maybe with the exception of replicas that say Rolex, but are really nothing like a real, genuine Rolex. And I would argue the people who buy those fakes just don't know watches. But to a degree, Ultimate, I think you are right here. The classic watch enthusiast who knows histories and reference numbers, various technologies at play, patents, comparable watches, pricing, market, etc. Rolex is glad to have their business, yes, but they are such a small part of the watch market that they are really not the target demographic. I think the target demographic is a wealthy individual who just wants a luxury watch, someone who will wear that in their daily circles, their daily life, without the thought of resale. They want people who buy luxury items across the board as consumers, not just watches, as those people will likely be repeat clients that will not be flipping. They are not the value-seeking classic watch idiot savant. So in that sense, Ultimate, I can somewhat agree with you. Next, those that want a Rolex for the image know nothing of horology. I've grown to kind of despise the brand, to be honest. Ugly, impractical watches anyway. And that is from Silicon. Now, this I just don't agree with because I know quite a few collectors who know a lot about horology and they still want to try out a Rolex. It's not the only brand they aspire to own or to use, but the simple fact that one is knowledgeable about horology does not automatically preclude them from wanting or not wanting any brand, except maybe Invicta. Just kidding. I've had those days, and I know a lot of you watching this video right now, you like to pretend that you did not have those days. But it sounds like Silicon just despises the brand because Rolex doesn't cater to watch collectors. It doesn't need to. And the brand insults at the end of this comment just come across as self-justification for despising Rolex. And perhaps Silicon, you despise the brand for other reasons, but it can't be for the fact that they are ugly or impractical because, ugly is subjective and these are not impractical watches. Most designs have remained largely the same over the course of multiple decades, and a brand just doesn't see that type of sustained success without having a product that is strong and has substance to it and only needs to evolve over time and not be completely rewritten or redesigned or redone every several years. I found Rolex to be the most practical brand to wear daily, and the next comment will help me illustrate this. Quote, I buy Rolex because I love them. They have extremely accurate automatic movements, iconic styling that is not too flashy, and the best bracelets in the business. Status helps Rolex sell their watches, but that is not why I buy them. And that one comes from Zach Long 100. And I feel that this is spot on. I agree with Zach here. Rolex makes the best and most consistent mass-produced luxury watch in the world. No other brand that I've tried or owned in the past 10 years of being a hyper enthusiast has been able to consistently match the quality and the reliability of a modern Rolex. Perfectly accurate in almost any condition, very comfortable. They're timeless. They're usually conservative in design language. They do have the best bracelets across the board. I like Glide Lock. I like Easy Link. I like the Chromolite Lume. I like the bezel action on the dive watch. It is all top quality. Now, that being said, if Rolex did not have the status that they currently do, I think a large amount of users would still swear by them because you take the games, you take the ego, you take the advertising aside, it's a dang good watch. So let's continue here. Let's go to Dane Luke's comment who says, if you are considering purchasing a Rolex but don't know why 904L steel or the superlative chronometer status are important, then you are purchasing Rolex for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. Simplest way I can phrase it. And I think a lot of people identify with Dane Luke's comment here. It's another good comment. I think the true watch collectors know what makes a Rolex different, what makes a Rolex good. They know the tech, they know the patents, they know the components, they know all of those elements. And it is the speculative opportunists that want to make a quick buck on the secondary market that make things a little more difficult for the rest of us to get these watches that we know and we like. So to you speculative opportunists that are only trophy hunting, I say go invest in the S&P 500, go invest in real estate, go invest in precious metal, and stop trying to invest in watches. Next, quote, modern Rolex suck. I got a Zin and I really enjoy it. Rolex are playing too many ego games, and that comes from the Limey. Well, the Limey, I'm glad you like your Zin. I like Zin too. I've owned several Zin over the years, but are Rolex playing ego games? I don't really even know what you mean by that, to be honest. I think if anything, some watch collectors, their egos get bruised when they realize that they can't get exactly what they want whenever they want it, just for the fact that they have money to buy it. But then again, if they could, they wouldn't be buying a true luxury product and it would lose some shine. And would those individuals even want that product at that point? Think about it. A lot of people want a Daytona right now because of the hype and because of the secondary market value. So if Rolex, and they won't ever do this, but if Rolex ever decided to flood the market and everyone on the list for a Daytona could go down tomorrow to their authorized dealer and buy a Panda, would they do it knowing that everybody else can do the exact same thing, knowing that that watch will probably tank on the secondary market? I would say that most people would not do the deal in that instance, and they would be an example, in my opinion, of people trying to buy a Rolex for the wrong reasons. I say buy what you like and buy what you want to wear. That is the funnest and simplest, the best way to approach this hobby. And now I'd like to end with two funny comments here. This one is a follow-up to the last comment. It says, too many ego games for the average watch these days. I bought a micro brand watch that feels infinitely more premium than a Rolex. I'm guessing you don't have much experience with watches. And now lastly, this one is my favorite. Man hasn't changed his haircut since he was 5. And yes, this is pretty much true. I started the Point 15 years ago, which was about the last time that it looked somewhat cool. At this point, I'm just glad that I have hair. So thanks for watching today. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and please subscribe to the channel for more varied horological content.